G'day folks, today we're going to take a closer look at the Osmo Pocket by DJI. We're going to go over some of the features, do some test footage, but first a quick unboxing. And here it is here. Yikes, that is tiny. So let's see what else we got here. We have the case for it, some silica gel, a lanyard, and this lanyard hooks to the case, not the Osmo Pocket at all. Some instruction booklets. And lastly, we have two connectors, a USB-C and a Lightning. And then we have a USB-C charging cable. So yeah, I am going to go get this charged up, and then I'm going to spend a day or two playing with it before I finish my review. So for those of you who aren't aware, this is the Osmo Pocket. It was announced by DJI in late November. They were taking pre-orders right away with an estimated delivery of 10 to 15 days, so that puts about mid-December. And I just got mine yesterday. Now this is a pocket-sized camera that has a built-in mechanical gimbal. It shoots at 4K 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, which is actually quite amazing for the size. And it's kind of funny that the Mavic 2 Pro that was just released back in the summer, late summer, doesn't even shoot at 4K 60. There's a ton of accessories that DJI is going to be releasing for it. Nothing is really available yet. They have a few accessories up on their website, but they're all out of stock. Some of the accessories they have listed right now is a control wheel that allows you to get nice smooth panning. They have a wireless module that fits on the bottom that allows you to connect to your smartphone wirelessly. And the other is a bracket that gives you kind of a traditional GoPro mount that allows you to mount this on selfie sticks and all kinds of different things in the GoPro kind of mount universe. Other accessories that they previewed that aren't available even for preview on their website yet is a waterproof casing, allowing you to go underwater with this. They have a charging case, which looks really interesting. And they have an adapter that plugs into the USB-C port and allows you to connect an external microphone. I wasn't too sure about this camera when it was announced and what I would think of it, but I must say it's actually a really nice little camera. It seems really well built, and it's hard to see in a video, but when you're holding it, it just has a nice solid build to it. The gimbal even feels nice and solid. So basically the way this thing works is you can use it as an independent camera, or you can slide this front cover off. You can see it has a port there, and that's where you would use these connectors depending on what device you're connecting it to. I'm going to be installing the Lightning version because that's what I'll be connecting it to as an iPhone. Now when you install this, you can put it in both ways. If you just want to take it with you on the road, but you don't want to have it plugged in yet, you can put it in backwards like that. That allows you to bring it with you, you don't lose it, and it keeps the lightning port protected, so it's not sticking out the side. When you're ready to use it, you can just flip it around, just like that, and then it's ready to plug into your phone. So let's first power it on here. You can see it boots up very quickly, and it's ready to start recording almost right away. I'll just give you a quick overview of what you can all do with the menu in here. You can slide up from the bottom, and a couple buttons there. You can recenter it if it's all gone wacky on you. So in the bottom right hand corner, it allows us to change our shooting modes, and basically we have follow mode, locked mode, and FPV mode, and I'll kind of show you them here. So right now it's in follow mode, and basically when I move the camera, if I move it up, the camera's going to go up. If I go down, the camera will go down side to side. If I put it in locked mode, that means the camera's always going to face forward, so it's not going to pan up and down. The next is FPV, and that allows you to get a little creative. Not everybody's going to use that mode, but for those who like to get interesting angles, that'll allow you to do that, and it will still keep the footage smooth while getting those angles. Now if we swipe over from the right hand side, this allows us to change our different modes from video, photo. We have slow motion, time-lapse, pano. From each mode we can slide over again to give us more detail. The aspect ratio of photos, you can see we can set there. If we go to video mode, we can set our resolution and everything. From time-lapse mode, we can slide over and select time-lapse or motion-lapse. And lastly, we have pano mode, and from there we can slide over and select what kind of pano. We can do a 180 pano, or we can do a 3x3, where it'll take 3 pictures across, 3 pictures down, and make a nice big pano. If we swipe from the left-hand side here, it brings up our media. Got a video there that I took earlier. Now the one thing to keep in mind, there's no built-in speaker on the Osmo Pocket, so when you're watching stuff on there, it's not going to give you any kind of sound, but it's enough to give you a preview to see what you shot. Lastly, we can scroll down from the top. We can get into our settings there. This allows us to change the screen size. We can either have it what we're actually filming as a 16:9, or we can kind of zoom in a little bit to get a closer look, and we can adjust the brightness of the screen there. It works great as its own independent camera. You can go out, film, do whatever you need to do, change settings, but you can also plug it into your smartphone to give yourself a bit of a monitor. Just like that. As soon as you plug it in, it's going to launch the Mimo app. On the side here, we can go through all the different shooting modes, kind of similar to how the iPhone camera is set up. You can see here there's a little bit of a button, and we can press on it and control the gimbal. This bottom right-hand corner, it brings up all our media. We can set a timer over here. This button here allows us to change our mode. Again, we can go from fast to slow, change all the different shooting modes. This button here allows us to set our resolution and frames per second. We can also set our quality. They have fine and super fine. However, when you're shooting in 4K, as you can see there, it doesn't allow me to put it in super fine. If we go down to 1920 by 1080, then we can select super fine. Gives you a warning there that it could cause some heat issues. And lastly, down here at the bottom right hand corner, it gives us some extra settings. And here we can go into Pro mode. And when we click on Pro and we go back to the main screen, it's going to give us more options. For example, we now have a button that allows us to switch from auto to manual. Here we can go to manual and set all our parameters, our ISO, shutter speed, and our EV compensation. And when it's plugged in there, it's actually on there fairly securely. I don't have any kind of fear that that's going to fall out. It's actually pretty tight in there. So yeah, this is really an interesting camera here, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out with GoPro. Is this a GoPro killer? I don't think so, personally, because it's kind of a different style of camera. However, and it's a big however, this is definitely going to cut into GoPro sales, because if you do want a mechanical gimbal, this thing could probably shoot just as nice as a GoPro. You don't have the distorted fisheye lens. If you want to use a mechanical gimbal with your GoPro, it's big and bulky. This thing, just like the name says, can fit in your pocket, and it really takes up no room in a camera bag. So let's take a quick look at some footage here. The first clip, I'm just going to go out for a quick walk, and that way you can check out the stabilization and quality. I'll also do some talking, and that way you can hear what the audio quality is like filming with the Osmo Pocket, just right from the built-in microphones. G'day folks, today we're just doing some testing with the Osmo Pocket. Now for those who are wondering, the audio is coming directly from the Osmo Pocket, so that way it can give you a good feel of what the audio is going to sound like. Pretty cool out today. Surprisingly though, however, we don't have much snow. Usually this time of year we have at least a foot of snow on the ground. We've got a little bit over the last couple weeks, but it seems to melt right away. But I'm sure it's coming. So I'm just going to do some walking, and we'll test out the stabilization and the video quality. Wow, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have definitely brought some gloves with me. My hands are frozen. So let's test out FPV mode. This allows the camera to tilt to get you some interesting angles if you so choose. Still keeps things smoothed out, but like I said, allowing you to get those interesting angles. The Osmo Pocket can also take some really nice photos. Here are a couple photos I just snapped quickly, and you can see they're pretty decent, and they haven't been edited at all. That's just right raw off the Pocket itself. And here's a quick pano. I just took this holding it in my hand. I didn't have it on a tripod or anything, and it did a pretty good job as well. So yeah, folks, this is just a quick little kind of first impressions of the Osmo Pocket. So far, so good. It's going to be really interesting to see what kind of third-party accessories get made for it. I know companies like PGY Tech and Polar Pro will definitely be having some accessories for it, and I'm assuming it won't be long before we see some ND filters as well, which is good for those who like to get that nice cinematic look. So that's it for this first impressions video. Now I am working on some other videos with it, some more in-depth stuff. I'm also working on a comparison of the Osmo Pocket against the Hero 7 Black for those who are interested with the video quality, the stabilization, the audio, everything compared to the Hero 7 Black. There could be a lot of people on the fence about what camera to get. Should you get an Osmo Pocket? Should you get a GoPro? So hopefully that video will help you make that decision. Anyways, folks, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.